Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it is for Tuesday, 10th day of March, 14th day of Adar, which means it's Purim. So, a happy Purim to you, an important halacha for you on Purim Day. You probably are familiar with the words of our rabbis, which say, Chayav inish libesume bepuria ad delo yada bein Baruch Mordechai la'ar Haman. Translated in English, that means that a person should get drunk on Purim until he doesn't know the difference between Baruch Mordechai, blessed is Mordechai, and Ar Haman, cursed is Haman. So some people take that to mean that you should drink so much on Purim until you're so smashed drunk that you don't know what's happening anymore. And when you're in that state, you won't know the difference between Baruch Mordechai and Ar Haman. As you can probably tell, I'm not going to promote that idea. It causes danger. Well, I don't have to say more than that. So I want to give you another way to look at that chazal, a beautiful explanation that I heard years ago, and it goes like this. Notice that the rabbis did not say, get so drunk that you don't know the difference between Mordechai and Haman. It says, get so drunk that you don't know the difference between blessed is Mordechai and cursed is Haman. And the nuance in that wording can teach us an incredibly important point, and here it is. You see, when Mordechai wouldn't bow down to Haman, Mordechai's blessing of being a tzaddik didn't look that good at the time because it caused Haman to get very, very angry. And it caused Haman to initiate that horrible decree, which terrified everybody. So the blessing of Mordechai didn't really look like a blessing. The curse of Haman, which was Haman's evil decree, certainly doesn't look like anything good because it was a decree to wipe out the Jewish people. But when you look deeper into the matter, you find something very interesting. When Mordechai refused to bow down to Haman, that made Haman very, very angry, and that led to the evil decree, which led to the Jews doing an incredible amount of repentance, which led them to a much better, much better place, and it inevitably helped the Jewish people become so good that the decree was abolished and they came back from their not so good ways. If you're following what I'm saying here, what that means is that when you looked at the story of Mordechai and Haman, and you thought Mordechai's initial thing was not so good, and you thought Haman's thing was pretty bad, you start to realize that you don't really see things as they are. Mordechai's stubbornness led to Haman's evil decree, which led to something fantastic for the Jewish people. In other words, when you apply the adage of Gam zu latova, this too is for the good, you realize that, wait a minute, what looks bad can sometimes be very, very good. Mordechai's initial stubbornness looked bad, Haman's evil decree looked bad, and they both turned out for the good. So, if you drink a little bit of wine on Purim, a little bit, and you get a little bit happy, you start to realize that although when things look bad, they seem really bad, they can be for the good because we believe, Gam zu latova, that everything that Hashem does is also for the good. When you get into that state where you see the blessing of Mordechai and the curse of Haman as equal, and you start to realize God rules the world and everything that he does for me is good and I should always be happy with that, that's the state of mind that perhaps the rabbis wanted you to get to. Not smashed drunk, just happy to the point where you realize deeply, Gam zu latova, everything that God does is for the good. Now, lest you think that I'm just saying this to get you all to not be drunk, I would like you to know that the Mishnah Berurah says that the way halachically to fulfill not knowing the difference between Baruch Mordechai and Ar Haman is to drink a little bit of wine at your Purim Suda and then sleep. And during your sleep, you will not know the difference between Baruch Mordechai and Ar Haman. And that's the way he suggests, the Mishnah Berurah, not me. The Mishnah Berurah suggests that that's the way you fulfill that rule of the rabbis. So, with that in mind, have a Freilichem Purim, a meaningful Purim, a happy Purim, and a safe Purim. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more, which will be Shushan Purim. Bye-bye.